Greetings. Today's video is all about summary reports, using Q&A to make summary reports. It is actually a video that should have been made early on in the Q&A video series, but somehow or another I just overlooked it. And so we'll cover that. It's a short video, just 15 minutes. I have included a few shots. I'm recording this in Grand Rapids, Michigan, at the ASI convention. I'm here as what is referred to technically as the trailing spouse. My wife is running the Adventist Review booth, and there'll be a shot of that Adventist Review booth in just a minute. And so I made a few videos of what's going on in the convention center and the exhibit hall. It's a little bit like general conference session. Each ministry, each self-supporting ministry like Amazing Facts and 3ABN, are all here trying to raise money from all the wealthy business people who gather each year to this ASI convention. So I've got about a minute of videos showing what's going on in that. So I hope you enjoy it. Okay, let's get started. Today's topic is summary reports. I just love this topic, and I know that you will too. Summary reports are very similar to summary links, but summary reports are simply a listing. Summary link did a calculation and returned one answer that went into one cell, but a summary report makes you a listing. It will make you a listing of anything you want in SunPlus. I want a listing of all of my accounts. I want a listing of all of my accounts and their balances. I want a listing of all of my accounts and their balances by department. I want a listing of all of my accounts by department by who. I want a list of all my who and personnel expenses. I want a listing of a report that shows the total deposits that went in on a certain day. What were the cash receipts by my cashier? Listing all the debits that came into my cash account during a certain period. I want to list any listing. I want to list all the JVs that were made today. I want a listing of the JV 642, all the lines of 642. Listing of anything. Okay, and so you make a summary report by making a query. So I'm double clicking the cell to start the summary report in, and I select summary report. And this top section up here works exactly like it did under summary links. So you have to watch that video to understand all of this. But let's just go ahead and get going. So this section up at the top, like I said, is that working exactly the same as it did under summary links. And you let me just get this. There we go. And so it works exactly the same, including the concept of setting up prompts that are feeding the query. It works exactly just like that. And including the idea of putting filters up here. So right now I'm looking at all of personnel expenses, all the 81s for 2009. So I can put a filter up here. Any of these things can become filters, as you've learned earlier. So I could take a who and bring it in, okay, and select my who. So this would be, this filter right here would say only list the transactions for Gina Bush. Okay, so now we have a filter we've brought from the bottom up here to narrow down the things that are in my listing. For our class example, I don't want to do that, so I'm going to take that back out. And we're just listing right now. We have filtered right now on only the index cards. You remember the index cards from the very first video. We only filtering and selecting these cards. But now, how do we want to show the cards? Well, what we now can do is put, and the cool thing about summary reports is that we put out here the things that we want listed. Okay, so I could go account code and description, the name of the account, the number of the account, the name, and the balance. Okay, so we're going to run through this with a few iterations to see how it works. So we do this and we extract it. It extracts the same way. And now I have a listing of the account code, name, and the balance. Okay, so let's go back. And now let's add to our listing. Okay, we'll add to our listing the department. Okay, and we'll see the way this works. So I'm going to put the department right in here, if I can get it there. There we go. I'm dragging it up and down to get it in the order. They're going to appear, the columns in my report will match these columns right here, and the columns will appear in this order. So the first column will be account code, the second column will be description, third the name of the department, and then the spending. Okay, so the point here is that it is going to show you the details you asked for as closely as it can. So here's account 811110 and the spending by each department. So what it has done is it's giving me as little information as it can, or as tightly compacted as it can, and still fill in all of the columns. Okay, so here is all of the salary account, but now it has been broken up by departments because I asked to show it by departments. Okay, and so let's just go through one more little turn of this and you'll see what I mean. Continue illustrating it. So now I have it by department, and now I'm going to put the name of the worker over there. Okay, and so now it's going to be account code, the name of the account, the name of the department, and the name of the who and the department. Okay, and so it will show me as little as it can and still fill in all of the columns. Okay, so now here's the department, and the account, and then it shows the department, and then it shows the who in the department. Okay, you see we have two accountants working in the accounting department, and education has one, and so forth. Okay, now it is important to notice if by default it sorts in the order of the columns. Okay, so you see that it is sorted by salary, then by department, then by who. Okay, so let's just illustrate that again. All right, so let's just change this and put department first. Okay, all right, and so then we'll go okay, so department is first, and you'll see now that it will be sorted by the department. So here's the accounting department, all of their accounts, and then the who for all of their accounts. Okay, so it sorts in the order the columns appear by default. So let's look at this again. So what we're saying here is that the order, the columns appear in the order they are listed here, and they are sorted by that order. All right, just one more illustration just to make sure that you've got a handle on this. And so now we've got the employee's name first, and so I have all of Amanda's, then her accounts, and then the departments. All right, now you can override that. Okay, you can override that by this little button right down here, which changes the sort order. Okay, so if I put account code up here, it's going to sort by account code but still display in this order. Okay, so it's going to have the name of the person first. If I run this now, which I'm going to do, it'll have the name of the person, and the account code and the description and the name of the department and the base amount, that will be the column title, but it will be sorted by account code. Alright, so all of the 81s will be first. Okay, so let's look at the way that works. Okay, so all of the salaries are first because we set the sort order that way, but they're still showing up in the column order that we did on the query. So that is the fundamentals of writing a query, a summary report query. And there's only one little more thing to show you, is this these options up here. Let's see, there's not much here to mess with. So the one that you work with a lot is report style. Now when you choose report style, you can control the way it behaves. For example, you can right now the name, the table name, and the data item name is automatically appearing. Okay, let me just show that to you. It's a little bit tedious to sit and watch all this, but let me show you what I mean. Because those are checked, these names are appearing up here. Okay, so we'll go back over to uncheck them. We'll go okay. And I won't bother doing it, but you see the headings have now automatically disappeared, so you could easily come in now and put right above here, you know, employee, your own names, your own headings, account, I'm not sure I can remember the names, description, department, and amount. Let's see if I got it right. Okay, so you can put your own headings in that you might like better, including formatting them the way you want. Also, on a summary report, you have the format of the format of the query of the report coming down here, so you can choose the ones you like. Okay, formats that you would like, and you know, I never liked any of them. Frankly, I don't like them too much, but you might. It's all a matter of taste. So what you can do right here is select none. None would mean you get no formatting coming from the query. So that's an important point, and I want to make sure you don't miss it. That this formatting, if it's set up like this, auto format, none is not checked, this formatting overrides the formatting in this formatting overrides the formatting of the Q&A sheet. Okay, so if we run this, no matter what formatting you set back on the primary sheet in the primary view, okay, if you set the formatting down here, it will make no difference. When you run it, that formatting from the query overrides the formatting you have down here unless you set it to none. Okay, so if you want to control how your report looks, you can't change the query, the formatting down here. You have to change it up here. And that is also true and needs to be remembered, that these, if you're using summary reports over in Excel, a very important thing to not miss is these summary reports are available in Excel and very powerful and very cool. Okay, and so you want to practice these over in Excel just like we're doing them here. Everything about them is just the same. Okay, but remember, if you're over in Excel and you have this auto format chosen, the formatting here is going to control the formatting of your Excel spreadsheet, not the formatting in the Excel spreadsheet itself. Okay, so this overrides the formatting of all the cells in the report. And you can change this, and one thing that's very common to change is this number value here. So you select that, format the cells there, and you want to have commas. Okay, you see, and so you've got the commas set for that formatting. Okay, so that's summary reports, and I hope that you found this useful. And please keep watching these videos, and if you see any other videos that I forgot to make in any videos I forgot to make in my Q&A classes, let me know and I'll make a video on it. I'll make a video on anything you want. Just let me know. So thank you, and thank you for listening.